You are a slave to your thoughts. If you can change your thoughts, you will change your life. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Every day, your mind is like a radio tuned to multiple stations." Imagine your brain generates about 60,000 thoughts. Yes, you heard that right, 60,000 thoughts. And here's the alarming part. A large portion of these thoughts are silent invaders that, without us noticing, can determine how we feel, act, and react to the world around us. The reality is that, according to scientific research, about 70% of these thoughts tend to be negative. These are known as automatic negative thoughts, or ANTs. Why does this happen? From an evolutionary standpoint, our ancestors needed to be more alert to dangers and threats to survive. This negative bias, this tendency to focus more on the negative than the positive, has become deeply rooted in our psychology. But here's the paradox of the modern world. While these thoughts were once essential to escape predators, now, in a world where tigers no longer lurk around every corner, these ants can turn against us. Instead of helping us, they plunge us into spirals of doubt, insecurity, and fear. Therefore, as we move forward on this journey, it is vital that you understand something. You are not alone in this. We all face these silent invaders. However, there are ways, as you will see in the following chapters, to confront them and transform this mental radio to play more harmonious and positive tunes. Stay until the end, because I will provide you with a series of practical exercises that you can apply to your daily life. Throughout the centuries, the mysteries of the human mind have been a subject of study and fascination. However, there was a group of ancient thinkers, the Stoics, who navigated these turbulent waters with unparalleled clarity and wisdom. The Stoics viewed the mind not as an enemy, but as a powerful ally. They understood that our thoughts and emotions are not inherently good or bad, but depend entirely on how we interpret them. They held that while we cannot control the external events that occur around us, we have the ability to control how we react to them. According to their philosophy, suffering does not arise from the facts themselves, but from our interpretation of these facts. One of the most famous maxims of this philosophical school, originated by the enlightened Stoic Epictetus, tells us that it is not things that disturb people, but their judgments about things. In other words, the power lies in our perception. Another great figure of the Stoic school, the Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius, recorded in his writings that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Thus, he invites us to vigilantly monitor what we allow ourselves to think. This simple statement is an invitation to take control of our minds and our lives. Rather than falling victim to our negative thoughts, we can become the masters of our perception and emotional responses. However, Stoicism was not about denying emotions, but about understanding and managing them appropriately. As Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, expressed, "It is not about not feeling, but about feeling and not being enslaved by it." These Stoic lessons are timeless. They remind us that while we cannot avoid negative thoughts and emotions, we have the ability to manage how we react to them. Instead of being swept away by the currents of the mind, we can learn to navigate its waters with mastery and determination. Armed with the wisdom of these great thinkers, I invite you to delve into the essence of Stoicism and its practical application for managing our thoughts and emotions. You are in the middle of a brightly lit room with a dark and sinister shadow cast on the wall behind you. Even if you're not looking at it, you know it's there. This scenario reflects what automatic negative thoughts, or ANTs, do to our minds. They are always lurking, silently influencing our behavior and worldview. Just like that shadow, which even unnoticed, changes the entire environment around you. In the vast world of psychology, experts highlight something fundamental. All of us, absolutely all of us, face these thoughts. Now, it's crucial to understand that while some of us experience these shadows occasionally, For others, they become a constant burden that never goes away. And what happens when these shadows become an unwanted guest that shows up all the time? The repercussions for our mood and daily life can be devastating. The renowned psychologist Paz de Roda describes ants as short, spontaneous, and sudden messages that our mind generates. They are not messages we consciously create. They simply appear. Even though many of these thoughts lack any real foundation, we give them absolute credibility. And here lies the danger. By giving these thoughts space in our minds, they have the power to trigger a cascade of harmful emotions like anxiety, guilt, anger, shame, sadness, and disappointment. Moreover, these negative thoughts can lead to physical symptoms such as headaches, rapid heartbeat, fatigue, and insomnia. But it doesn't stop there. Their consequences extend into our actions, leading to inappropriate behaviors such as avoidance, insecurity, and indecision. These thoughts can even undermine our self-esteem and cause conflicts in vital areas of our lives. Imagine having your work performance affected due to constant irritability caused by these thoughts. The impact of negative thoughts is comparable to that of a small meteor that, although it may seem harmless, causes dramatic damage in our lives. If we think we won't be selected for a job because we have nothing valuable to offer, that idea becomes a prophecy of our own misfortune, and we end up acting in ways that confirm that initial fear. Now, where do these shadows that inhabit our minds come from? The answer is multifaceted. It could be a natural predisposition, the result of modeling by role models who tend to respond negatively, or even traumatic experiences from the past. Additionally, people with high self-demand, a need for acceptance, and excessive control are also more prone to these negative thoughts. Knowing our enemy is the first step to confronting it. As we move forward, we will explore together how to combat and transform these negative thoughts, these shadows we project behind us. Imagine for a moment that your mind is fertile soil where seeds are planted every day. These seeds are our beliefs and values, and they are fundamental because they determine how the garden of our mind will flourish. If the seeds are filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, that's what will grow. But if they are filled with love, trust, and positivity, that will be the landscape that dominates our mind. Our beliefs are powerful. They are like the software that drives the functioning of our mind. If we believe that we are not good enough, that life is unfair, or that we will always have bad luck, that will be the reality we create for ourselves. On the other hand, if we believe in our worth, in opportunities, and in our ability to learn and grow from every experience, our path will be filled with light and possibilities. Now, if beliefs are the software, values are the programming we decide to follow. They are the principles and standards we choose to guide us in life, showing what is important to us, what we prioritize, and how we react to different situations. However, even the most deeply rooted beliefs and values must be questioned regularly. Socrates, although not a Stoic, left us with a vital maxim: know thyself. It is essential to review and, if necessary, adjust our beliefs and values to ensure they remain relevant and serve us in our personal growth. The coherence between what we think, feel, and do is the foundation of an authentic life. By understanding and aligning our beliefs and values, we create an internal compass that guides us through the challenges and joys of life. In doing so, we also improve the quality of our thoughts and build a resilient and thriving mental landscape. However, understanding and managing our beliefs and values is just the beginning. In the next chapter, we will explore a powerful tool that helps us transform our mindset in a positive way. Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of negativity? Well, it's time to turn on the light and discover how a positive mental attitude can be your beacon in the darkness. Have you ever watched a sunrise? The sky, initially dark, gradually lights up with golden and pink hues. The positive mental attitude, or PMA, is like that first light breaking through the darkness, showing that beyond the night there is always a new beginning. The positive mental attitude, PMA, is not simply thinking positively. It is a consciously cultivated and maintained attitude toward life and its challenges. It is seeing the glass as half full instead of half empty, while still acknowledging that there is an empty space. It is focusing on solutions rather than problems, and believing in yourself and the infinite possibilities the world has to offer, even when faced with obstacles. So how do we shift our mindset to embrace this attitude? First, we must become conscious observers of our own thoughts. By doing so, we can recognize the narratives we tell ourselves and begin to rewrite them. This is a daily practice where we choose to see goodness, learning, and opportunities in every situation. It's important to clarify that having a positive mental attitude doesn't mean ignoring reality. Problems, challenges, and setbacks are inherent to life. However, a positive mindset reminds us that life is about solving progressively better problems. While some see a problem as an insurmountable barrier, those who adopt PMA see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. Throughout history, some of the most successful individuals weren't necessarily those with the most talent or resources, but those who had the ability to maintain a positive perspective, even in the face of adversity. PMA is that spark that ignites passion, resilience, and determination to keep moving forward, no matter what. But where does one draw this kind of attitude from? As Earl Nightingale expressed in his book, The Strangest Secret, the easiest and most effective way to form the habit of a good attitude is to start acting as if you have a good attitude. A positive and expectant attitude toward life, if you've never tried it, can surprise you. Each negative thought is like a snake lurking in the grass, ready to strike when you least expect it. But what if you could spot it before it bites? To quickly identify a negative thought, it's essential to know your own mental patterns. These thoughts often come with feelings of doubt, fear, or insecurity. They manifest subtly, like a small voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough or that something will go wrong. Learning to recognize this voice and challenge it is the first step to regaining control. Now imagine for a moment that every thought has an opposite. This is the principle behind the law of polarity. For every negative thought, there is a positive thought that can replace it. If you believe you can't do something, the opposite would be, I have what it takes to overcome this challenge. By seeking the opposite, you can quickly shift from a state of pessimism to one of optimism. Here's where a powerful tool comes into play: attention. Think of attention as your secret weapon. Negative thoughts thrive in distraction and moments when your mind wanders. However, when you direct your attention to the present moment, especially to your body and sensations, you break the chain of negative thoughts. Focusing on your breath, noticing the tension or relaxation in your muscles, or even listening to the sounds around you can help anchor your mind in the now, preventing negative thoughts from taking over. The mind is like a garden, and negative thoughts are like weeds. If you catch them in time and use the right tools, you can keep your garden in excellent condition. Within the Stoic tradition, we find essential tools that offer guidance in the battle against negative thoughts. These practices, with centuries of history, still resonate with our modernity and provide us with pathways to achieving a clearer and more serene mind. Practice number 1. Negative visualization, premeditatio malorum. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, advised us to imagine the worst possible scenarios, not to scare ourselves, but to mentally prepare for the adversities we might face. This helps to reduce fear and appreciate what we already have. A practical exercise would be, for example, to take a moment before an important event to visualize potential setbacks and how you would adapt to them. Practice number 2, the dichotomy of control. As Epictetus wisely said, it is not in our power to have a healthy body or sufficient wealth, but it is in our power to keep our will in harmony with nature. In practical terms, this means differentiating and accepting what we can and cannot control. A daily exercise could be to list the events of the day and categorize them into what is within your control and what is not, and then act or let go accordingly. Practice number 3. The Stoic journal. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, left us an example of the reflective power of writing down our thoughts. Writing allows you to confront your worries, analyze them, and transform them. Here are some questions you could include in your Stoic journal. What did I do well today, and what could I have done better? How did I apply Stoic principles today? What challenges did I encounter, and how did I address them? Where could I have exercised better control over my reactions? I invite you to share your own reflections, techniques, and testimonies about this topic in our community. Together, we can learn and grow even more. I sincerely hope this message has been helpful. I want to sincerely congratulate you for making it this far and completing this content. It means you are striving to improve as a person. If you enjoyed this, leave your comment. If you don't know what to comment, just write gratitude, so I'll know you made it to the end. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and join us.